Hello, beautiful souls. Here we are for chapter 5, Stay. And this was a biggie for me. I remember this really unveiling a lot when I was writing it, so I'm excited to share it with you guys. So, chapter 5, Stay. When I think of staying, I think of vulnerability, discomfort, fear, unknowing. As I look back on my life, I realize I haven't been the best at staying put or staying grounded pretty much ever. Commit to something, quit for a while, go on a backpacking trip, come home, adjust for a period of time, quit again, travel for an extended period of time, come back home, repeat. In fact, I never thought I would ever find comfort in staying put for too long. I desired being elsewhere and dreamed of grand adventures far away from wherever I may have been. Needless to say, I was always dipping my toes halfway in and running right back out. With everything: jobs, relationships. I yearned for something that I couldn't quite put my finger on, yet I still yearned for it. The answer to my longing. The answer to my discomfort in staying. Why was everyone else around me content, or at least from what it seemed like? Yet I was adrift, somewhere different, wherever that somewhere might be. A place or person I could call home, perhaps, where it all started to come together and make sense, if that was even possible. Anytime I started to get too comfortable or too content, I knew it was time to make my next move, take my next trip, or find my newest job. Could I see myself planting roots and staying put long enough to find this home I was searching for? I wasn't quite sure. Would I ever be ready? I was only getting older and time was only going faster and faster, but I still felt just as unclear about the destination as previous days, months and years, and the end was nowhere in sight. I might as well just accept my fear of stability, find my home with instability, and let it be what it was. My life was one big question mark, all the time. There was always a hesitation when making a decision that would keep me rooted for too long, or plotting of where I would venture to next, or what other dream I would be chasing this time around. I was on a runaway train to nowhere, but it sure felt better than commitment to any one thing or one place. Imagine that on repeat for 30 years straight. For years, travel was my grandest adventure, yet my biggest escape. I had no idea that the thing that I loved so much was another vessel on my journey toward figuring out this absolute truth. If you were to ask me a year ago where I'd be right now, I would have told you backpacking across Southeast Asia with no timeline in sight. Until I realized that somewhere wasn't a place and the destination I was in such a rush to reach had been the last place I would have ever looked. Inside myself. Everything I ever yearned for, desired, wanted, needed, it all existed inside of me. There wasn't a damn thing out there that could give me what I could give me. I am not just talking about a person or a place or a thing. I am talking about anything and everything that I ever wanted to know I could find if I had just stopped for a minute, drowned out the external noise, and asked myself some serious questions. What do you want? What do you love? What will you do to get it? It hit me like a ton of bricks. It felt really heavy at first. The burden of knowing if I could just start to trust myself enough, listen to my inner guide, and follow my intuition and my heart, that I would lead myself directly down the path meant for me. That path brought me straight to stability, to staying through the discomfort, to pushing forward when I wanted to take a step back, to letting go of all the stories that held me back, and to having faith in myself. As I began walking the path of my heart, staying didn't seem so bad. Finding solid ground didn't seem as daunting, and life became even more serendipitous than ever. It was as if in one clean stroke of fate, my never-ending desire to snap my fingers and be somewhere else had dissipated. Life as I knew it would never be the same. Whew. Powerful stuff, you guys.